can't do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the things that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. Cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the things that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. Whoa! I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. Cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. Good morning, Unity.
Wow. That just rocks me. Okay, good morning and welcome, Unity. In-person people. People in La La Land. So happy to see you. So I'm Pam, and it is my joy to greet you from Unity of Gaithersburg Sunday celebration. Unity is indeed a positive path for spiritual living. I invite you to settle in, take a moment and feel the connection. Look around and beam some love to one another. I can feel it. I feel your beams. I feel your beams. Now, let's share as we read our wonderful vision and mission together. Being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. We are a heart-centered, evolving, and expansive spiritual community dedicated to expressing our divinity and honoring all through spiritual practice, education, and service. And our core values are community, love in action, prayer, gratitude, abundance, and integrity. Hoo-yah. If you are joining us for the first time, we are delighted to welcome you into our sanctuary and sacred cyberspace. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email or give us a call. Our contact info is on our website and is unityofgaithersburg.org. We are so grateful for our wonderful support staff who are here, Andy, Keith, and Jim. making sure our La 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 Land people are able to tune in, and for bringing you the sound and live stream. And then, of course, John, Paul, John, Jim, and Jeff, anchoring us in the amazing music. And Michael, our facilities guy, who's keeping everything moving behind the scenes. We are so blessed by our Sunday morning crew, are we not? Yes. Okay, and now here's Steve.
Hey, good morning. I miss all of you folks in Gaithersburg and greetings from Unity Village. This is a really wonderful day. At the day we celebrate SEE and spiritual education and enrichment. We have ministers with us, and we have a service full of love and light and a chance to just come together with one another. So quite often, we spend a little time at the beginning of the service in talking about, well, what is unity? What's a spiritual nugget for unity? What is one of our examples of something that we teach? Well, you see on the screen what we call a spiritual nugget. And unity celebrates the original blessing, emphasizing the sacred worth and divine potential within everyone, and that includes you. And so the original blessing sometimes was limited in history to someone we might call JC, Jesus the Christ. And we also say the teachings of Jesus would suggest that all of us are of sacred worth. And so that's what we teach in Unity. For those of you in cyberspace like myself, coming in on Zoom, this is really wonderful. And we're connected with each other in ways that are still transformational. So the service continues. We have some more transformational opportunities, and Pam's going to take us through them. Take it away, Pam.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, so first and foremost, we are just about to start C Week. Exciting, June 6th through June 11th. No, it is not too late to register. I know all of you want to wait for the last minute, but no, please jump on right now. Join us for a week of spiritual exploration and connection. Go to the SEE page of our website to learn more. And transition update meeting today after our service, so please continue to tune in today at 12:30, where we'll be doing Zoom and in person. The Zoom link is in our newsletter. So, how are you using Unity principles in your life? Got a little success story to share? Send us an email. We'll pick one to share on Sunday, June 13th. So email Edie at admin@unityofgaithersburg.org to share your testimony, I guess, of how Unity is working in your life. And now, let's have the prayer for our transition process. Let's sing.
All right. Please sing along with us. This is from the Beatles. Ready? Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. Nothing you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love. need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. No way you can be that wasn't where you were meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. 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 Love's all you need. Love is 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 all you need.
Excellent as always. And yes, love is all we need. So now let's move into our prayer for the transition process. We hold a vision of smooth, grace-filled, and peaceful ministry transition process, embracing our differences as we expand our consciousness of oneness and love. Throughout this process, informed by our divine nature, we co-create joy-filled, loving, expansive growth experiences. And now for our daily word. For Sunday, June 6th, healing. My thoughts, words, and actions affirm divine love. Today I give thanks for the constant activity of divine healing life, especially when my body is experiencing illness. To bolster my awareness of my capacity for healing, I place my attention on my inherent wholeness. I affirm life in my thoughts, my words, and my actions as I care for my body and meet its needs. My faith assures me that illness is not the truth of me, nor is it my enduring reality. Through my actions, I am affirming wholeness as my true nature and encouraging my healing. Even when I am not facing illness, I greet each day by blessing my body, affirming my wholeness and the ongoing activity of divine life in every organ and every cell. I give thanks for the gift of divine life by giving thanks for my healing and living joyously. Luke 8:48. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." And now let's prepare for meditation by singing All Is Well.
The world is a
we know as we make an attempt to open our heart and mind in a deeper way than perhaps we ever have. The gentle voice is forever calling, and sometimes we forget. Sometimes we block our awareness of Spirit's presence within us. So this time of meditation is a time where we center in ways that we know how to do. With a few breaths, with a willingness to pay attention, a willingness to open to Spirit with us right now. As we take a breath, we release the way this day has gone. And with another breath, we also understand that there is a place within us where all things are possible. There's a place within us where the peace of God resides. There's a place within us where all uncertainty, which we would call fear, is gone. For all fear is doubt about our Christ nature. And as we pause a moment in the silence, perhaps you have an awareness of your Christ self. You are one self, united with Spirit, with Christ, with Allah, whatever word you may have for Spirit. And we also realize that there's a place within us that those who are in our lives that seem to be seeking truth, we have an opportunity to choose again. We have an opportunity to behold the wholeness that's within them. The wholeness that would include oneness with body and mind, oneness with heart and spirit. And if we hold that truth for oneness and wholeness with others, then we are also affirming it for ourselves. For this is the time where we open to the original blessing that is our divine nature. And we see that and affirm it in others. And so ultimately, there really is nothing for us to do as we move into a beingness of silence. In the silence. In the silence, there is nothing to do. As we return our awareness to this space, as we let our eyes open gently and just easily move around where we are. And perhaps we see some others that we have missed and loved. Perhaps in our heart, we also see more people that we have missed and loved and that are blessings to us. And we give thanks for unity. Unity is a path for remembering and also for knowing that we never walk alone, that we are one in spirit. These days we know it's a literal fact, oneness, wholeness. And so we come back to this place called Unity of Gaithersburg. We come back with a lot of joy and wonder and zaniness, I'd like to add, because that's who we truly are. And we're gathered today to remember that. We are a remembrance community. And so we say thank you. We say to you, and we say to everyone that's around us, always, amen. And gratitude. Mahalo. So it is. And now we have a song that Jim wrote.
This is a song that you all know because we used to sing this to the children when they came in. Please feel free to join in with us. I am the light of God. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power. I am the presence. I am the light of God. Wherever I am, wherever I am, wherever I am, God is and all is well. Wherever I am, wherever I am, God is and all is well. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power. I am the presence. I am the light of God. Wherever I am, wherever I am, wherever I am, God is and all is well. Wherever I am, wherever I am, God is and all is well.
Thank you, Jim. That was awesome. I love that song. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, we have an incredible day for you. And you see on the screen some pictures of 3 Unity ministers that are with us, joining me and then joining you on Zoom. Paul Hasselback and Kelly Isola. Would you come on and let's see if we can see everybody. Can the people out there see what I see? Do you see what I see? I don't know. What if we do this? How's that? I think everybody sees that. If not, well, I think that's what it is. So what I'd like to do is, Kelly, have you go first, and then Paul, just tell us a little bit about you, what you're doing now, and how I've known you folks over the years in so many ways, and I say a lot that heart prints and fingerprints are everywhere, and for you folks, they're everywhere in the Unity movement and beyond. So Kelly, you want to go ahead and
Sure.
give an intro?
Yeah, I was laughing when you say, tell a little bit about what you're doing. I'm like, how many? 30 seconds, right? So I'm Reverend Kelly Isla. I minister at large, sometimes refer to myself as a gypsy minister because I'm not in one church. I'm a gadabout. I work with churches everywhere, and not just within Unity, but other here and there, another denomination. Doing organizational development is the umbrella term, which means doing conflict transformation, supporting faith-based organizations through large-scale change, like a pandemic. I teach in a few different seminaries. I'm a disaster chaplain. I do a lot of interfaith work. I write for Unity. And then there's a whole other world outside of Unity, like the interfaith work and being a disaster chaplain. And just a lot. Right now I'm also gotten involved in helping Unity national school in Australia, New Zealand. I think, Unity forgets that we're other places. And so there's a lot of things that I could say, but you can always go to my website, kellyisla.com. And it's not necessarily exactly up to date, but because I've been busy, right? I do a lot of social justice work, a lot of racial equity work and teaching, and so learning, activate.
Well, that's one thing I've always admired about you, Kelly. You have such a willingness to really jump out there and do whatever is called for help and transformation and healing and leadership. You've made a big difference in the planet, big difference in the Unity movement and the New Thought movement. So it's been really awesome. Yeah, I know. Okay. I do. Yeah. And Paul Hasselbeck. You need to unmute, Paul.
There we go. Here I am with voice too. I consider myself a free-range minister now, as I speak and teach all over. And teaching and speaking are my primary activities, along with writing. And like Kelly, my work, because Zoom has become so prevalent, I have work in the United Kingdom as well as Australia. And often my classes are attended by people all over the planet. So it's kind of a fun thing. And of course, I just feel juiced when I'm teaching. And I'm looking forward to teaching this week in the SCE week. And it's going to be a blast. Yeah. Well, and Paul, you've been on the faculty at Unity, now called Unity Worldwide Ministries, for a long time. And you have a reputation of someone that is really amazing. You've written a classic metaphysics of Unity, the metaphysical, what's it called, the title again? I'm sorry. It's called Heart-Centered Metaphysics. Heart-Centered Metaphysics. And it's a classic. It's awesome. And I've learned so much from that and from you. And thank you. And so it's really amazing to have the two of you here this morning. And so what we're going to do, this is Ask the Minister. Now, we have some questions that we pulled together. I have them right in front of me in my hot, sweaty hands. And I'm just going to ask the questions, and then we can go forth. And let's see, I'm going to just do this randomly. Yes. All these ones you know. And I'll say, does Unity see any place for the Bible, the Old or the New Testament? Does Unity teach that God wrote the Bible and that it is to be interpreted literally? So, Paul. Okay, so I'll answer this question two ways. Unity, the movement, and the seminaries definitely have a place for the Bible. And that the Bible was not literally written by God. It's not literally the word of God. However, I think most Unity people believe it was inspired by their divinity, that inward divine nature that each of us have. And we use the Bible as a way to learn things, to be better people, and to be better with people. I think, and for me, I'm in a little different category with that right now, but that is where Unity is with the Bible. Kelly?
Yeah, so a little bit of ditto, and it depends which Unity church you're walking into. Yep. Not every, I think, so there is a statement from what I lovingly refer to as the mothership, that the Bible is our text. And I don't know that that's so true anymore.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't stand on that. And it is, when I do hear the Bible used or referred to within a Unity spiritual community, of course it's interpreted metaphysically, meaning the meaning beyond, the physical world. So meta meaning beyond physical. And what's what does it mean for us, in my life today, and how do I perhaps apply some of the teachings of what's, within the scripture. But a couple things is, one, just as a little, I can't help it, it's the teacher in me. So when we refer to the Bible, it's actually the Hebrew Testament and the Christian Testament, not Old and New. That has been Old and New since the beginning, since probably the Gutenberg printer. But we don't really use those terms anymore because it doesn't really cover what this book is. So I'm just throwing that out as a little bit of a little Bible nugget. How's that?
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I also, like Paul, it's not the literal word of God, I don't believe. And I think some of the books in the Bible were inspired, by, as Paul said, from our divinity. And there are some books in the Bible that were inspired by somebody's anger, that were inspired by somebody's political stance, that were inspired by somebody's station in life, that were inspired by somebody's glorious experience, that were inspired by their, wanting to get ahead, there's a lot of stories. And the Hebrew Testament in particular is very much understood within the Jewish tradition that most all of it is allegory, that's how it was written. And so there's a lot of things that go into what inspires it and how someone actually gets it down on paper. And I don't think that all of it is inspired necessarily from a perspective of something that's life affirming and really brings a group of people together, that there's certainly agendas going on.
Yes. Beautiful. As you both were talking, I was flashing on myself. And when I was admitted to the ministerial program, I came with not much Bible knowledge, at least willingness to own up to it. And part of my career has been making friends with the Bible as I had perceived it. And I have made all kinds of strides. And I'm not going to add a lot to what you just said. It was enough. But for me, it's like our story. It's my story. What's in the Bible is my story, as interpreted by people at that time. And I have the ability, the wisdom, and the spirit within me to learn, if I'm willing, if I want to, open to what it means for me right now in the 21st century. And so I'm going to pause a moment for everybody that's watching this right now. Have you had any thoughts about what you've heard from what Kelly and Paul have shared, that you might want to dig a little bit deeper on this? Well, it's not too late, as Pam told you, it's not too late to sign up and to participate in the SEE. Stands for Spiritual Education and Enrichment. And they're on the faculty, there's others too. And it's not too late for that. It's not too late for spiritual growth. What a concept.
Right,
okay.
What a concept.
So here's a question. Prayer doesn't work for me anymore. Help. Kelly?
Oh, sure. Give Paul the easy one. Yeah, I have heard that. I have said those words myself in my lifetime. I have heard those words many times. And one of the first things that comes to mind is that is to kind of flip it a little bit back in terms of, well, a couple of things come to mind. One, what does it mean it doesn't work? Like, what does work mean, right? So that would be instead of research, I call it me-search. So that would be for me, go, and what does work mean? And the other thing that comes to mind is, what form of prayer are you using? Like, what's your practice? And maybe it needs, we need to bring our car in for maintenance and upgrades, and we upgrade the operating system in computers, and we often need to do that in our own spiritual practices, including prayer. My own prayer practice has changed and evolved over the years.
Yes.
5 years ago, I was very ill for several weeks in the hospital on life support, a couple of near-death experiences. By the time I was better and got out of the hospital and managed to come back to the land of the living, it had what I knew as my prayer practice and understanding was totally demolished, deconstructed, and had to, begin again. And so that's, when I reach a place in my life that prayer is not quote unquote working, it's time for me search. And what does that mean? And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna pull threads on all of the unconscious, unexamined assumptions I have about God, about prayer, about intercessory prayer, affirmative prayer. And am I, as Myrtle says, who are you sending your prayers to? Like she asked the question, like, hello, it's this, So, and then I would add to the last piece is, and if you're going to engage in that conversation and that kind of self-inquiry, don't do it alone. Do it with someone. And not that person has any answers for you, but just can hear you, can hold you, like a spiritual companion, right? Here, let me hold your hand and we'll walk each other home.
Yeah.
And not do it alone.
I wanted to share, Kelly, you over the years, you've been really inspiring to me. I mean, you have been demonstrating when you talk about your personal challenges, with health and all that. What you were doing was incredible. You were sharing what was happening. You were reaching out. You were practicing and enfolding yourself in everything that you know. And you were just awesome. It was beautiful. It was touching for me, and I think for lots of people.
And embracing the I don't know.
Yeah.
Not pushing it away, but going, okay, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncertain. This is scary, and I got to go with it because there is the direction of our healing and our next, stage of growth.
Yeah. Okay. You want to add anything, Paul?
Yeah, I'll just add a little bit. So usually when I hear someone say, prayer isn't working for me or prayer doesn't work, that means I'm not getting what I want or I'm not getting what I wanted. And it's usually in the context of if this is a uni person, really in the context of our previous understanding of prayer, that what I would call our embedded prayer process that we learned as children. And that's not unity prayer. In my book, Point of Power, I wrote something like, prayer is not so much about the goodies you get. It's more about the goodness you realize you are.
Yeah.
And that is fundamentally the truth.
Yeah.
And for me, prayer always begins with that fundamental concept is that I'm going to realize my innate goodness in this process.
Yes. And for me, it also, prayer is about, have I built on my understanding of my own self, my divinity? For example, if I'm not seeing myself as a spiritual being having a human experience, which is what we teach in Unity, and if I don't believe that the spirit of God or whatever names we use for God's spirit and all the infinite wisdom, whatever we call it, is within and as and through me, then I will be lost. I'll be seeking externally to something external rather than right here, right now.
Yeah, and I don't think prayer is a good name for what we do in Unity.
No, it's not.
Prayer is a big old catch-all term for all kinds of practices, just like the word meditation. Well, and just like the word boat can refer to all different kinds of boats.
Yes.
And so Unity prayer to me is about changing me. And,
Right.
and it's really about, I like the language Emily Cady used when she says that denials and affirmations are consciousness conditioners. And,
Yes.
and they're really not conditioners, they're reconditioners. And so when I enter into this practice, I'm reconditioning my consciousness.
Yes. And for me, adding another word, it's not prayer, doesn't stand alone. What Unity has done and helped me change my life is adding this one word, affirming.
Yeah.
Affirming prayer, affirmative prayer. Affirming. So who does the affirming? Guess what? It's you. It's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, got another question. Imagine this, another question. Does Unity believe that Jesus was crucified and resurrected from the dead?
I don't think we have a real stand on that across the movement. I do think that most Unity people think something extraordinary happened during Jesus's life and death. And because it was his life and his death were so extraordinary, the story goes on, and it's survived till today. What is more important is is not whether the story is true, or literal, that it actually happened. What matters to me are the teachings that are reported that he taught. And those are the things that are important. It doesn't matter if Jesus was crucified to me. It doesn't matter if he was resurrected. It doesn't matter if he was ascended. What matters is the teachings that were left behind.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. How about this question? What does the future hold for the unity movement?
I left my crystal ball in my other pocket.
Can I get out my tarot cards and look? Just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, I'll start that one. There's a lot of that is really, who knows, whatever we create, right? Whatever we want it to be. The challenge, one of the challenges is that, and it's kind of like the last question you asked, there's this, we tend to lump things, when we say unity or the unity movement, as though it's monolithic, as though there's an answer. Like when you ask about, what does unity believe that Jesus, that I can't tell you what unity believes. I can tell you what I hear a lot out in the field from people. And the same is true for this question. It largely depends on how you're willing to, take on what's been going on. It very much depends on. I'm watching a lot of organizations, including ministries, kind of view the pandemic in the last 16 months or so as an interruption, meaning there'll come a point where we now return you to our regularly scheduled program, as opposed to a disruption, which means there is no, I don't even use the word normal. So there's no new normal. You can never go back to what was, ever. And it's not a new normal, it's a new reality. So I don't even use the word normal. So the future of unity is whatever I make it be, and need to be treating this as a disruption and not be trying to recreate what was, but be in what is now. We have this paradox that we are navigating through, the multiple ones, but one of them in particular is reverence and relevance. And the more we hold on to the reverence, the sacred cows, the more irrelevant we become.
Yes.
Right? The more that we actually just take what we revere, what is awe-inspiring, those traditions, and evolve them into, 21st century right now online, like digital prayer, bringing it online, the more relevant we are, the more life-giving, the more life-affirming, the more generative. And we need to stop trying to gather people into a building and be connecting. There's just, which is another paradox, gathering and connecting, but the future of the unity movement is whatever we decide it is.
Yeah. So I think that you bottom line that really well. And I'll just reinforce something you said using a little different language. We have to be willing to question our unquestioned answers. And that's not only in our personal life, it's for our individual churches, it's for the movement. The answers we had a year ago, 10 years ago, 100 years ago, no longer satisfy. And we have to question them, reevaluate them, and come up with new answers. And those new answers have to be questioned as we move along. That's what evolution and growth requires.
Yeah, and I would even say, like in classes or webinars or whatever I'm doing something, I don't do a segment on Q&A, like question and answer. I call it Q&R, question and response.
Yep.
Which shifts a little bit in how I'm listening. you know, that very often we ask the question is, well, what are you willing to do to change, you know, to do things different? What are you willing to do? And my question is, what are you willing to stop doing?
Yes.
You have to stop doing stuff if you want to, you know, grow into your next iteration,
Yes.
individually and collectively. So it's more important to me to ask, what are you willing to stop doing?
Yes, yes.
And it's going to cause grief, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and there's going to be tension, and go with it.
It's normal.
Yeah.
That's the new normal, yeah. Well, you know, it's really ironic that here we are doing this session with the two of you, and in a ministry, Unity of Gaithersburg, that's in the midst of a transition process, in the midst of looking at who have we come here to be now, and what's awesome is, first of all, it's awesome to be a part of a community that has decided that they want to embrace this time and make it a sacred time and spend a time that is beyond the normal, instead of rushing out to try to recreate the new with a new minister without ever diving deeply into what is happening and where do we stand with each other. So my thought is that it's not the Unity movement, it's the world. Have we noticed that the entire planet is upheaval? So who's going to do all this? Well, we call ourselves spiritual beings, here we are. So it begins with ourselves. And we've heard that many, many times. Okay, one more question. Maybe two more questions. Is there a metaphysical interpretation of what's going on the planet? All the upheaval, racism, climate change, COVID, etc. Don't you love these metaphysical
We can metaphysically interpret everything, but that doesn't mean everything begs for metaphysical interpretation. And when we're in the midst of it, I think a better question is, how can I use even this to be a better person, to love more, to connect more, and most importantly, to remember my innate divinity? That's what's important now in this moment, not what metaphysical interpretation I'm going to give it. And I'm the metaphysician here. And it's, how can I use this now to my best advantage, my community's best advantage, and the world's best advantage?
Yes, I love that. Yes, yes.
Yeah. And then be willing to go into the discomfort, because all of those things you mentioned are all, we created an environment that allows and fertilizes and makes what we have.
Yep.
So now we need to go in and heal. And to do that is we're healing trauma, whatever, pandemic, racism, you know, pick something, and it's messy, and it's supposed to be messy.
It's nature.
Yeah.
You hear that term, well, the only constant in life is change. And we just keep it up here in our head because it sounds good and it's true, but we don't actually ever engage with it. Because if you actually engage with it, it is, it's hard work and it takes time and you have to move through it. And it's having to constantly question what is, you know, my unexamined unconscious assumptions. Think about it this way, that whatever it is you're talking about, the, you know, like racism, for instance, racism is not the shark in the water, right? Or like white privilege is not the shark in the water. Racism is not the shark in the water. It is the water. And we're all in it. And in large part, most of us don't actually see it. So our work, whatever it is that you're talking about, the conditions in our world, food scarcity, poverty, climate change, pandemic, racism, all human rights, is a function for us that we individually have work to do, hard work.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, I think in some ways you said something, Kelly, that I'd like to sort of morph on, that there's work to do. And this may have been covered by some of your comments, but you're talking to some folks with Unity of Gaithersburg right now. And what you know of this ministry, or perhaps even ministry, given right now, what kinds of thoughts do you have? If you could call it advice, you could call it invitations for this community, as well as others. But let's stay with where we are. Anything that comes to you?
Well, so I would say for any community is that, first of all, each individual needs to be in touch with not just a head thing, but a head-heart thing, with our innate divinity and our innate humanity. And knowing that in our divinity, we are identical. In our humanity, we are wonderfully unique, and celebrating that uniqueness and coming together. And then as a community, what are our strengths? What do we do best? What are our weaknesses? And how can we convert them into something more useful? Because the truth is, we are the creators. We are not co-creating with any superpower or anything separate from ourselves. We are co-creating in the sense as a group of individuals coming together with a purpose. And that purpose is already apparent. It's not something you make up and grow into. It's what do you demonstrate as a community? And then riffing on that, expanding on that, grounding that more. And that's what community is all about. And you know what? It's going to be messy and it's going to be chaotic because you can't be authentic if you're all hiding behind a mask, not telling your truth, not speaking your own experience. And so we want to get to authentic community, not surface fake community.
Amen.
There you go. Amen. Right?
Now,
See, you taught me well, Kelly.
If you've ever, heard me on a Sunday or been in a class with me, you've probably heard me use the term pink frosting.
Yes.
It's my little phrase for how we layer on meaning so that we feel better. Yep. So we're not uncomfortable, and we need to stop because it doesn't serve at all.
Stop the spiritual bypass.
Yes, the spiritual bypassing. Oh my gosh. And that would be something absolutely for a community to work with and work on and support each other in, is to stop the spiritual bypassing and be noticing how we use, and every faith tradition has done this, where you use your own spiritual practices and your own beliefs to actually bypass so that you feel more comfortable. Like we can go, oh, well, it's all in divine order, yes, you are divinely ordering it.
Yeah,
you are doing that.
Yes. Or, well, let's just, or like when things are during this tension and people are uncomfortable and someone goes, oh, okay, we need to stop and go to prayer. No, you need to stay in the discomfort and learn how to be with it and learn how to be, to disagree and not be disagreeable.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've got one last question for sure. This is for both of you. You've been serving as the Unity minister and a minister, not just Unity, for a while, many years. And why do you continue to serve?
So my hobby, my avocation before I became a minister was on those things beyond the physical. I didn't even have a name for it. And so my vocation is in my sweet spot. It's where other people have a hobby that's different from their job. This is my sweet spot. And there's nothing more satisfying when I experience just one person waking up and the lights going on and them questioning old belief that they've been living from and letting it go. So watching people grow is why I stay in this.
So I I started to chuckle when you asked the question, because I just had this conversation yesterday with somebody, like what, like, because, and they're questioning, like, do I want to be a minister? And I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know why you would, you know, and largely I'm joking. And there are days where I'm like, I don't know why. And I do know why, my mission, my purpose, the reason I'm sucking air and I get up every morning is because I believe that we, that for every life to have a sense of belonging. Mother Teresa said, if we have no peace, it's because we've forgotten that we belong to each other. And so my way of doing that is I absolutely believe in that every person knows their presence here matters, really matters. And I do that by living an engaged spiritual life. And an engaged spiritual life is a twofold path: the inner path of my healing, of my transformation, of my research, and the outer path of compassionate service. And I need them both to engage the wholeness of this human experience, to make my full divinity alive in my full humanity.
Yep. I want to add one more thing, Kelly, because you reminded me. My mission that I formulated before being a minister, before I even wanted to be a minister, is helping people help themselves be happier. Helping people help themselves be happier. And what happier is for somebody else is none of my business.
Yes, I love that one. Yeah. Oh, I resonate with so much what you two are sharing, and my comments for myself is this has come up for me quite a bit, and also even when I agreed in a year and a half ago to go to Gaithersburg. COVID was just happening, not Gaithersburg, to Albany, to Albany. And COVID was just coming forth, and I didn't know what was happening. But what comes to me is a reason that I continue to serve is I know that in a community, and this is what we call churches, ministries, and people, but in a community, there is an energy, there's a hunger for thirst, there's a hunger of wanting to do a deep dive into a spiritual awakening, and that I have faith in that and in whatever process comes forth. I'm well known for saying TTP, trust the process, and it's not just any process that I would bring. It's the journey of reawakening, of claiming who we are. And I say quite often, I've been around to a number of ministries these days, and I fall in love with them. In some ways, it's really very difficult to leave, in a sense, but I also know that we're always here. And so I am very thankful. I've been growing more in the last 3-4 years than I have my whole life. In some ways, I feel that way. Some of it's just maturing, maturing. And you know what it's like. So it's just really wonderful. Well, we've taken a wonderful amount of time, and I want to thank you, Kelly and Paul, for being with us. And for those out there, remember, it's not too late to join SCE. And now we have some music to bless our socks right off. Here we go.
Love is but a song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some will come and some will go. We shall surely pass. While we're here, there's more to know than what we can amass. Our bodies are a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now.
If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now, right.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, let's come together and invest in unity as we offer our tithes for Unity of Gaithersburg. So if you are interested in doing the text to give option, just text GIVE to 301-918-5625, or go to our website, www.unityofgaithersburg.org, and follow the prompts. And now for a little prosperity wisdom. The richness of life surrounds me. Prosperity is mine to claim every time I notice the overflowing blessings all around me. And now for our love offering blessing. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful.
at the person next to you. Say, I am love and you are too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, recognize the light in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. Every walk of life, every creed and color, intentions reignite in honor of the love of each other. Oh. Now look at the person next to you. Say, namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love.
All right. Well, we now have our youth about to join us. And also, I want to thank our band and our AV people for everything today. And then also to give a shout out to Jane McCarthy, our licensed Unity teacher that for years and years has made SEE in Gaithersburg well known throughout the country. And so, Jane, thank you so much. And also Edie, an admin person whose fingerprints and hard prints are everywhere, has made a big difference in all of this. We're so grateful. And we're thankful for our guests, Kelly and Paul. Thank you for being with us today. And so at this point, do we have Zoom coming in? Are youth coming in Zoom or not? I'm pausing, tap dancing, waiting to see what unfolds. So it takes a while for them to come up. Maybe because we went over the service, I don't know. I'm going to suggest we move into the peace song unless there's something going on that I'm not seeing or aware of right now. It's sort of the story of my life. So let's, as wherever we're gathered, if you're wanting to be next to, or maybe make a circle in the sanctuary, and we hold our youth with us, wherever they may be, and everybody in the Unity movement, in Unity of Gaithersburg, is part of this consciousness, part of this circle of love. And the entire planet, there's a sense of oneness, a sense of knowing that there is peace on earth, and it has begun with us as we sing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, poor, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God watches over us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us, and wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen, 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 amen.
Have a wonderful week, and join us for the community meeting in a few minutes at 12:30, I believe it is. And give yourself a hug from all of us. And God bless you, and know that all is totally well.
I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the things that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the things I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the things that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do.